Reacher Season 3 is missing one key character, but we hope they come back for Season 4. Reacher returned for its highly anticipated third season on February 20th, 2025. Debuting with its first 3 episodes, Season 3 has done exceptionally well for itself, with a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes' Tomatometer. An adaptation of Lee Child's Jack Reacher novels and developed for screens by Nick Santora, Reacher first made an appearance in February 2022. Since then, the Alan Ritchson-led series has been a hit among audiences. Throughout its seasons, Reacher has given fans a fair share of memorable characters, including Maria Sten's Frances Neagley, Serena Swan's Carla Dixon, Willa Fitzgerald's Roscoe Conklin, and Malcolm Goodwin's Oscar Finley. While Reacher has a reputation for bringing in fresh faces each season, Goodwin's Finley made appearances in both the first and second seasons. However, the streak was seemingly broken in Season 3, with Finley being notably absent. Despite the absence, all hope is not lost. Oscar Finley may yet make a return in Season 4. Oscar Finley, played by the dynamic Malcolm Goodwin, was introduced to viewers in the very first episode of Reacher. The debut season of the series kicks off with Jack Reacher passing through Margrave, Georgia, and being hauled into the police station on charges of murder. This is where viewers get their first glimpse of Oscar Finley. Amidst a room of police officers pumped to throw Reacher into jail, Chief Detective Finley appears as the calm amidst the storm, walking in assuredly and taking control of the situation. And so, the relationship between the detective and Reacher begins. Less than 10 minutes into the first episode of the show, Finley firmly makes his mark on the series, evolving into one of the most memorable characters in Reacher. Despite their extreme differences, with Finley being a methodical, by-the-books detective and Reacher's knack for leaning on his physical strengths to solve the crime, Finley and Reacher develop an unlikely friendship. Given this, when Finley made a guest appearance in the 4th episode of Reacher Season 2, fans were over the moon. Series lead Alan Ritchson, too, shared the sentiments of fans. Speaking to TVLine about how special it was to have Goodwin back for a new season, Ritchson said, "I screamed too when I saw his name in the script. I couldn't wait to have him back." Finley's appearance in Season 2 answered a few pressing questions regarding the character's life post-Season 1. Finley had relocated to his hometown and returned to the Boston Police Department. Career-wise, Finley had also climbed ranks, holding the position of lieutenant when he reunited with Reacher in the season. Audiences are also assured that Jack, the dog Finley adopted at the end of the first season, is still with him. With Finley's return in Season 2 clearly demonstrating that Reacher could bring back characters from previous seasons if it chose to, fans were hopeful for another Malcolm Goodwin return in Season 3. However, this was not to be. Reacher Season 3 sees Jack Reacher make a firm return to his lone wolf days. All he has in his name are the clothes on his back and the toothbrush he owns. Weaving a narrative that sits in contrast to Season 2, which portrayed Reacher as a team player and drew a fair share of criticism from audiences, Season 3's Reacher appears to have dropped nearly all connections to his past. Although Maria Sten's Frances Neagley is a part of the season, her prominence in the storyline appears to be limited. The exclusion of Oscar Finley from the new season most likely had to do with the criticism that Season 2 drew. Whereas Reacher's most defining trait is that he operates alone, the second season put the character into a teamwork makes the dream work trope. While this did reveal a different layer of the character, a majority of viewers were of the opinion that it detrimentally affected Reacher's character arc, one that established him primarily as a drifter and lone wolf, fighting his battles on his own. If the third season, too, was to heavily link Reacher to his connections in the past to help fight his battles, Reacher's credibility as a solo powerhouse may have been affected. Speaking to Collider, Malcolm Goodwin confirmed that his character would not be returning for Season 3. Amazon's Reacher has quickly become a fan-favorite action series, thanks to its gritty realism, hard-hitting action, and a lead who finally captures the imposing presence of Lee Child's literary giant. With Season 3 already in development, we're casting our eyes forward, because if the show keeps up its momentum, Season 4 is inevitable. While Reacher himself is always the main event, the series has introduced several compelling characters we'd love to see return. Here are a few of our favorite characters from past seasons who deserve a comeback in Season 4. 1. Frances Neagley, the loyal ally. Played by Maria Sten, Frances Neagley has been one of the most consistent and reliable figures in Reacher's world. A fellow former MP and someone who knows Reacher's methods and mindset better than most, Neagley is a unique character who blends military discipline with a touch of dry humor. She doesn't need to be saved or protected. She can hold her own in a fight and bring a tactical edge to any operation. Though Neagley had a strong presence in Season 1 and returned in Season 2, fans were left wanting more. Her chemistry with Reacher is undeniable, but it's built on mutual respect rather than forced romance, which is refreshing. If Reacher faces an especially complex threat in Season 4, Neagley's strategic mind and moral compass could provide the perfect balance to his fist's first approach. 2. Detective Finley, the reluctant partner. In Season 1, Malcolm Goodwin's portrayal of Detective Oscar Finley was a surprising highlight. Initially uptight and skeptical of Reacher's methods, Finley grew into a solid partner, his sharp intellect complementing Reacher's brute force style. His transformation from outsider to ally made for one of the season's most satisfying arcs. Although Finley was left behind in Margrave, Georgia, by the end of Season 1, there's potential for a surprise return. Maybe he's called in to consult on a federal case, or he's followed Reacher's escapades from afar and needs his help. Either way, seeing Finley and Reacher team up again, begrudgingly or not, would be a treat for longtime fans. 3. Roscoe Conklin, the heart Reacher left behind. Roscoe, played by Willa Fitzgerald, was more than just the obligatory small-town love interest. She had grit, ambition, and her own backstory that didn't revolve around Reacher. Her connection with him was emotional, not just physical, and their goodbye in Season 1 was bittersweet and mature. The show hinted that Roscoe was destined for bigger things, perhaps joining a federal agency or becoming a major player in Georgia politics. Reacher might be a lone wolf, but even lone wolves need someone to remember them fondly and keep them grounded. A Roscoe return in Season 4 could add some emotional stakes to the typically cold, mission-first Reacher narrative. 4. David O'Donnell, the brother-in-arms. David O'Donnell, introduced in Season 2 based on Bad Luck and Trouble, quickly became a fan favorite. Charismatic, loyal, and fiercely protective of his former team, O'Donnell brought humor and humanity to the gritty proceedings. His friendship with Reacher is deep and battle-tested, offering rare glimpses of Reacher's more vulnerable human side. O'Donnell has the kind of presence that could carry his own subplot, possibly investigating corruption in DC or working private security that intersects with Reacher's path. Their brotherhood is strong, and having O'Donnell back in action for Season 4 would be a welcome shot of camaraderie and levity. Final thoughts. Reacher thrives on its gritty realism and fast-paced storytelling, but it's the characters, those few who manage to pierce through Reacher's solitary exterior, that elevate the show. While Jack Reacher may never settle down or stick around, we hope some of these unforgettable characters circle back into his path in Season 4. Because even the strongest lone wolf needs a pack sometimes. Want me to tailor this more toward a publication, blog, or social post format? Reacher thrives on its gritty realism and fast-paced storytelling, but it's the characters, those few who manage to pierce through Reacher's solitary exterior, that elevate the show. While Jack Reacher may never settle down or stick around, we hope some of these unforgettable characters circle back into his path in Season 4.